Good evening, one and all. It is Sunday, it's the end of the week, and it's time that we jump on to some more good old Warframe. Welcome everyone, hope you're doing well where you are around the world today. We are back into it, and today we're going to be disrupting a little bit. We are indeed going to be focusing on disruption, and the simple reason being is that he removed damage attenuation from the demolishers, all demolishers. So that is the Necrobec ones, that is the Corpus ones, that is the Grineer ones, wherever there's a Demolisher, they just don't have that anymore. And we've already seen in a previous stream that that definitely makes them fall over quick, but the question is, how quick and how low can we take our investment? Whereas previously people have needed to thoroughly invest into their weapons to be able to handle, for example, Steel Path Disruption for more than a round or two, do we not even need to think about our builds anymore? Also, Templar Warden, cheers to the hydrate. I did also notice before I even hit the go live, we had a gifted sub sent out here, but it was just moments ago, so all the same. Eliu, thank you very much for gifting a sub directly over to Zomtronic. That is very appreciated there. Thank you very much, Eliu. So yeah, let's have a think then. And rather than think about it too much, let's just kind of, do it. Let's go with Burston Prime, Latum, Zoris, Worm Prime Verus, Lavos Prime, all the juicy stuff to get started. Let's take in high power and then work back from there, because we know this is going to work, but we just kind of want to get a refresher on how powerfully it works, and then step it down, step it down, step it down, until either it breaks or we end up at the Mark 1 Paris. I'm hoping we don't end up at the Mark 1 Paris succeeding on Steel Path Disruption. If we get that far, I'm going to have to wonder what they're smoking over in Canada. But we're not going to get that far, are we? We are not going to reach that point. So, with no further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's head on over to Kappa Disruption. We'll go against the Grineer as a kind of a nice generic standpoint to test against. They have the nullifying pulses, they have a variety of enemy types to deal with there, but nothing too crazy. Am I going to downgrade weapons in Warframe? So in Warframe, I can limit how much I utilize it, but ultimately, if I'm not using any of the abilities on a Warframe, then at that point, it's blank frame dot suit. As for weaponry, I will be downgrading the actual type of weaponry over time. So we're starting at the top. Top enough, I'm not going to get into an argument over, ooh, what's the best build in Warframe? Shut up. No, we're starting at the top and taking it down from there. And that does also include neutralizing the companion as we go along as well. Basically, every time something succeeds, I'll make it worse. That is the idea. And so, with that all in mind, the only place to start is at the beginning. Let us bring out the Grineer to murderize. Now, because we are up against Grineer, it does mean that the heavy units are the ones that drop the keys, but they also should drop them pretty darn quickly, I noticed. So this should be a very simple process of getting it all going. I'm going to focus on grabbing the keys for the room I'm in. If a key drops for a different room, I'll leave it on the ground until I've got the pair of them, just to make it a little bit more efficient. Alright, so full power to get started with. This is a double buffed Bursting Cannon. And I mean, yeah, they just fall over, don't they? They just fall over. It doesn't even qualify as futile for them to try blocking at that point. But they try anyway. Well, there, Mobius, first time catching a stream. Well, welcome on in. Hope you enjoy your stay here as much as whatever's brought you to it today. Absolutely. Can't remove operator passive. I mean, I barely use operator in the first place, so, I have removed the passive. I'm actually fighting in the doorway between the two tiles here. There's no real connector tile, so I might as well just go slap this one in. I've got a very condensed map here, which I am absolutely in favour of. What's changed? Demolishers don't have damage attenuation. Simply that. I think that Xmas might have just taken longer to kill than the Demolisher will. For that very reason. No, never mind, it took slightly longer. Alright. That's what happens when you don't properly aim for the head, I guess. Next key. And that plugs in just here. Very convenient. I do indeed actually hear that beeping. How about Dedicans? They don't have damage attenuation anymore either, no. Also, whilst you've been over in Oikis, things have been changing over here. Things have been changing. Why did they have damage attenuation? Which ones? Dedicans? Because DE hated us. It's the best answer I can give. They felt like giving a standard unit damage attenuation. I can't give you a better answer than they looked at us winning the game and went, not like that. It's the only explanation that fits. Which is malicious to say it like that, so, you know, it's not really the case, but it's still just, yeah. As for Demolishers, they're supposed to be, field bosses of a sort. They are the challenge. You take out a singular unit, that is the round. Ooh, he walked past me.
Big 20. 4 more months and they'll have a 2-year streak. Good times.
Yo, Petra, thank you very much for the 20 months there, absolutely. Big old 2-0. Thank you very much for dropping that here once again on Tier 1. Cheers indeed. Alright, so we've seen the easy mode here. We're going to dip out. We don't need to keep on running rounds of easy mode. We see what it's like. Let's step out. You can't believe there's an Eve Discord quest? Yeah, well, they gotta try and remind people the game exists somehow.
Disruption, my oldest enemy. How you have been defested by the power of Demolisher markers.
It has been made considerably easier over the years, hasn't it? Considerably. Thank you very much also, Zelion. Sorry, Zelon. I always say Zelion, it's Zelon. Zelon for dropping your 11 months of support here. Last month you got that golden badge for. Cheers. And yeah, I know you meant defeated. It's all good. It's all good. Also, I think I missed like a message or two there, because focusing on actually shooting things. No, never mind, it was actually just biting someone. Fair enough then. I did not, in fact, miss anything of note there. Okay. From Vizex Gaming, howdy, do you ever plan on updating the frame farming guide for 2025-26? The 2023 version is still great, but lots more has come out. It's funny you should mention that. The last stream, the previous one before this one, I know this is your first time here, but the previous one before this one was actually spending some time gathering the footage for the updated video on exactly that. So, exceptional timing, I must say. That video is already in the works. I will say, the last time I made that video, the 2023 one, it took me about 2 weeks to put it all together. I had to basically skip a week in my schedule to gather all of the information and scale it up appropriately. It was work. So you can expect it's going to take a while to get that all together to my kind of quality. But when it comes out, oh yes, you will have all of those duty details once again updated with everything that's happened since that video. And for those of you unaware as to, you know, just quite how much has happened since, the 2023 How Long It Takes to Farm Every Frame in the Game Guide, Varuna was the most recent frame to come out, hence why she's on the thumbnail in her lovely little farming overalls. And the circuit hadn't been added to the game at that point. So there's a whole bunch of additional frames and an entire new mode for older frames, which changes some of the decision-making process involved. So yeah. This feels like an insider scoop for the YouTube content. I mean, streams typically are that. You get a little bit of direct interaction, Q&A or whatever, because, you know, Twitch chat, it's how it works. Streams that don't interact with streams might as well just have been a video. So there's that side of things. But also, you then get an insight into what else I'm working on, what is up and coming. Absolutely, that's what streams are all about. You get the fuller scoop of it all. And Miralabe! Thank you very much for giving a sub over to Salancy there. Much appreciated. So make sure you say thanks on that. That is very generous there once again. Cheers, Miralabe. And what do you know? We kicked off a hype train. All the beautiful stuff. Absolutely. Speaking of insider stuff, exclamation mark WF SF2. That's all I'll say on that. Yo! Wait, what? Miralabe? Thank you for the gifted sub, Miralabe. Why did you gift it to Stream Elements? Stream Elements doesn't need the sub. Thank you. You can do that? Yeah, it may be a bot account, but it's still an account. I mean, you can technically gift a sub to any account that isn't banned from Twitch. So I have seen on other streams where people will gift subs to curious usernames just to make the silly point of, haha, look at this silly username, and force it to pop up for the moment. So thank you very much there for the gifted sub to Stream Elements, and Ellie, the gifted sub to the Botgineer as well. Now both of the chatbots on the channel have received a subscription, and they will not have to deal with adverts that they never see. Alright, cheers on that. Let's immediately down rank Burston here, and let's down rank it pretty hard. Let's go into the 10 Envoy. Can you give sub me? So when it comes to the channel itself, all affiliates and partners are already subscribed to themselves. So if I just put my own little smiley face here, you can see I've got that sub badge. Whereas Warframe was not subscribed apparently, and Miralabe had now fixed that. Thank you, Miralabe, for the gifted sub over to Warframe, the official channel. Warframe subbed on Warframe. Cheers. Cheers on that. Will Stream Elements have a special icon in the chat? I mean, they already do. Yeah. You'd see a little bot icon next to Stream Elements that says they are a chat bot. Ow. Spit my tongue. Yeah. Is Soulframe something I'm going to be interested in? Everything I've seen of it shows me so far that it's not going to be something that I'll be interested in, no. Well, sure, it looks pretty and fantastical. And pretty much every element of gameplay I've either seen in a dev stream or on someone actually streaming it or making a video of it, pretty much everything so far has made me go, that's cute. Not for me, thanks. And Anonymous, whoever ye may be, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to CCP. One can only hope that it's CCP Games, that is Crowd Control Productions over in Iceland, and not the Chinese Communist Party. One can only hope that that is where that sub has gone. Thank you, Anonymous. Much appreciated. This is what I mean by the silliness that can be utilized for subs. Alright then, so with the Tenet Envoy, with the setup we've got here, it's got a Serration Dexterity setup at the moment. We can swap that over to... actually no, let's stick with the Dexterity. I can charge up Dexterity using Zoris, and then that means I don't have to worry about stacks running out when I go hunting down the targets. That's probably going to work in my favour here. It has got a Riven on it, it's got a nice lovely crit damage and heat bonus on it. We'll roll with it as is. But this is dropping us below Incarnate tier into Nemesis tier, or Adversary tier. And then if that's still good enough, we'll drop it down again. If it's not good enough, we switch to one of our other weapons so as not to fail the mission, and then start messing with those slots as well. So yeah. Can I do a run with the Cedo Prime? We already know the Cedo Prime absolutely fucking slaps. So I don't think that's necessary. Is there an official Soulframe channel on Twitch? I believe there is, yes. Also, mods, yeet that person. Danke. There we go. Thank you, Ladybug. Much appreciated. And Miralabe, thank you for the gifted sub to play Soulframe. Huzzah! We are broadcasting all of the possible entities today. How long until there's a gifted sub to EA themselves? All the same. Mirai, thank you very much to give this up to Soulframe there. To play Soulframe, specifically. Alright then. Envoy or Envoy. However you want to pronounce it. It's Envoy. Let's go obliterate the next enemies. Now, to get going on that, we do want to, of course, have our melee stacked. There we go. That is 4 kills, 6 kills. Alright then, that's the full damage bonus. We can get to just shooting them with a rocket launcher. Because rockets go there. Oh look, a key. Demo unit is over this way. Bit of an awkward place to get to it, but it's fine. I can see that blip. Oh, interesting. Okay. My companion supporting with the viral procs there to ramp up that damage, because that was a few shots to kill. That was a few shots to kill it right there. So this is a AoE tenet weapon, which means it is going to be weaker at single target jobs like this. But yeah, even with the attenuation removed, we do see there is some potential weakness in the setup. I do also need to maintain these melee stacks. There we go. Alright, next one's coming in from over here. There it is. And at some speed as well. 2 shots takes it out, so it's far from the end of the world. Every little weakness we notice. You trying to save up to get me to play Doki Doki Literature Club? Okay, fair enough. That's I mean, that's a plan, I guess. Not sure I'm on board with it, but it's a plan. Also, there's double key, so I might as well double up the threats. This just makes it a little bit faster. There we go. 1 of them plugged in. 2 of them plugged in. Rebuilt the melee stack. Re-up the bonuses. One taken out. Where's our next one? Over this way. Try and stay outside the notification field, and we're good! Okay, yeah, this seems to be handling plenty fine. Like, I'm not even concerned. Yeah, it takes a couple hits, but we are still killing. And you know what? I'm seeing some value coming out to the companion here. The companion applying those heat and viral procs is the next thing to go. I think that's one of the most powerful parts of the whole setup. So let's defang the companion and then run this again. Let's keep going down, down, down with our power. Companion's kind of strong. I mean, Verglass kind of strong, let's be real. Verglass, go burr. There are other companion bits and pieces that can do plenty of work as well, but in this case, I mean, it's just the gun doing a lot there. Especially because it's on a sentinel. They don't go running off to random places shooting random enemies. They stay with you, so whatever you're up against, they're up against. It works. But yes, let's capper this once again. Now we don't have our companion applying those heat and viral procs to help us out. How much worse has this just become? Once we start seeing some weaknesses is when I'm going to start doing multiple rounds, just so we can make sure we get a good broad spectrum of results. But so far, not seeing any weaknesses of note. Especially as I'm not putting in full effort, you know, I'm doing a lazy Valence Formation Raw setup Lavos. Not exactly the most heavily invested approach to winning, is it? Maybe it's some dark blue in the background. What's that as dark as blue I got? There we go, we got all of our dexterity stacks. Now let's start building our multi-shot stacks. That's 3. I think this goes to 5. Yep, 5. There we are. Now we just need the key. Going throughout the melee from time to time, so as to keep everything running. There's our target. Probably. Yep, there we go. First key acquired. Well, let's see. Re-up the raw, re-up this, there's the target. Could be just coming around the corner. There it is. 2, 3, 4 hits to kill. Okay. It is stepping up a little bit. I'm gonna switch up from heat to viral on the status. From the Veinless Formation. From heat to viral. There we go. What does Pack-On to do? It spawns a bunch of enemies which spawn packs of enemies. Wow, that one just hit the roof. Okay. Hey, didn't even try to survive, he just perished. But maybe that was a fluke. Let's go get another key. Oh, there. I did not miss it. Let's plug in this key and see what result we get on the next one. Oh, I'm being zapped. No symbol. Let's push. Oh, there's a symbol. To re-up the viral, re-up the raw. To make sure they have full stack. We are missing one of our damage stacks, but it shouldn't be a problem. 1, 2 hits, dead. Lovely. No Zoris build? Did I not do a Zoris video? Yeah. That's odd. Guess not. I think I did a general Glaive video. Yeah, I suppose much of the information for Glaive Prime just carries straight over to Zoris, except rather than Slash, you're going for Forced Electric and everything that comes with that. Alright, so let's just make sure we re-up our buffs. Everything is stacked. Target's over this way. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots and he dies. Okay, we're starting to see some weaknesses. But again, this is an AoE tenet weapon, so we can imagine that other weapons of this caliber that are non-AoE should do even better. So we're going to get out of here. The lack of the companion is noticeable, but far from the end of the world just yet. So let's nerf it again. You've always imagined me in a suit and a top hat? I mean, fair enough. I've had various people imagining various appearances for me over the years. Various things. People expecting me to be much older in appearance. All bearded and the like. But yeah, it's all fine. Okay, so Lavos. Lavos has done what Lavos has done. Of course, Petra had to bring that up. Thank you. Let's step it down again to Tenora. Tenora Prime comes with Primary Deadhead in this current setup here. It's got an unranked Malignant Force because I don't want to former it again. This setup is... it's double galvanized. It's got a... what do you call it? Acolyte Arcane. So, you know, it's far from a terrible weapon, but it's also, you know... it's Tenora Prime. There's a reason the Riven disposition is a few pips at this point. So let's see how this one handles. And yes, you are not being joshed with. I did stream multiple streams this year, just last month, in a maid outfit in the quest to conquer cancer, because this amazing community raised $7,250 for the quest to conquer cancer. That's a lot. I can move the extra slot. That's a fair point. I probably could, couldn't I? I probably could. That's a V polarity over there, so if I just moved it here, that would actually work out just fine, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's do that. Is it going to break anything over here? No, it is not. Alright then. Sod it, yeah. Boop. Well, there we go. Alright. Buffed. Whilst we're at it. Tactical reload. Is that the only tactical reload I own? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I could take it at one step further, actually. My bad. There we go. Well, ain't that a buff? Alright. $250, we'd have had 5. Yeah, we would have, wouldn't we? Wild. Wild. Alright then, so we've got a defanged worm and we've downgraded now to Tenora. We're not going to be using the Zores anymore because this is a deadhead built weapons. We don't need the Zores for this. Let's see how this one manages. Again, we're on steel path with all of these missions, so we're not messing around with just weak star chart fodder. We are taking a proper swing at this. And so far, swinging hath been swung. You see why I spend so much time figuring out my scripts, my videos. That's swinging hath been swung? What even? Anyway. Hack the panel. There we are. And let us obliterate yet another round of idiots. We got viral on the valence formation, corrosive on the weapon itself. Fire rate doth go burr. And we have a key. We have all of our stacks, we have our key, so let's just get cracking on this one. Now this is a precision weapon, so we do get to benefit from headshots, which will offset a lot of the losses of it being, you know, a prime weapon, rather than a tenet or other adversary weapon. I see the bleeping. Re-up that, re-up this. That is our target. Can hit them down the range. That was very, very successful. Yeah, we might need to downgrade again in a moment. I think my next downgrade might actually have to be just not using Warframe buffs. Because there's no doubt they're adding a lot in, so maybe I just stop using Valence Formation. Just take it off the build so I don't accidentally cast it. Might have to be next. What's my opinion on two-handed incarnates? I don't have an opinion on them. Ugh, my aim is terrible for using the alt fire. Why? I hate using charged weapons. Why am I doing this to myself? You there. Sit. Got him. Yeah, I much prefer using this as the machine gun. So long as I can average the bullets in their headshots, they die. Charging a shot, keeping it lined up on them as they run away from me? You didn't know Tenora had an alt fire? Bruh. You really don't watch enough of what I do. Yeah, it fires 10 ammo at once for a single heavy shot, basically. It's not really worth using, like, ever. But it exists. Oh, he's nearly dead from that. So yeah, I think we can say here that that is still effective. We need to go even lower. Time to get rid of the Warframe buffs. I'm just going to take off Valence Formation. I'm no longer going to be using Raw. We're going to completely wipe out the Warframe buffs and just have Lavos as Lavos. I will be switching over to higher range, so I'll be more mobile, but that won't improve my damage. Alright, so Alright. Title say, I hope Lavos gets an orbit that gives damage reduction. Personally, I don't like using helmets on him. Thanks, fine to me. From Barkimus. Hello, Mr. Streamer. Do you have a favorite primary, secondary, and melee weapon? Burston Prime Incarnon, Latum Incarnon, and the Zorus. Yes. Okay, I don't think I actually updated that properly. Need to take valence off there. There we go. And we are good. Fair warning on the later video, the world has changed substantially since that came out. The world has changed substantially. Burston still goes burr, though. That hasn't changed. Will I not put something else in instead? Nope. This is the downgrading, Petra. We are tearing pieces out of this build, bit by bit. I'm now down to a Tenora with no ability support to make it stronger. Let's see how we handle now. I will still be playing to every strength I have available to me, not counting switching to the more powerful weapons in my secondary and melee slot. So I'll still be aiming for headshots, I'll still be utilizing Lavos' abilities to try and get value. I am tearing out the pieces and seeing what I've got left to play with and if I can still just obliterate with it. So with that in mind, that is a beautiful dash distance we have now. You can already feel the difference there, that we don't have those initial buffs to make us that much stronger. We don't have guaranteed status effects of ramping up the damage like crazy. But Lavos can still do that. That alone is a serious amount of damage buffing. Just nowhere as much as before. Alright.
Don't let them near the conduit.
They are on the left, back left, distance over here. There we go. You are sprinting through, but you're also dead. Splendid. Okay. Do a dash through this lot. Let's prox them to hell and back. Now, I can't test against how it was before, but certainly wouldn't have felt as confident as this in the old setup, would we? Beepers on that side. Straight into the cold procs, and he's down. Okay. Now, there would be people who'd argue, Ken, sure, yeah, you could take on one round of disruption, but who plays one round of disruption? Show us 20 rounds. My answer to that is, if you can easily kill on round 1, you can easily kill up to round 10. Beyond that, yes, the scaling does start to really kick in, you start to feel it, but up to round 10, you'll be fine.
That thing blows and you can kiss the conduit goodbye.
Alright, we got our beeper. I'd like to do... wait for the pulse. There it is. Slap that on them. Roll past them. Absolutely nailed it. Easy peasy. Oop, getting stuck on that. Now, I will say, I am feeling the downgrades kicking in. At each stage here, we are seeing things get worse and worse. No mistaking on that. That even with the lack of status effects being applied there from my abilities, we do kill them, but things are getting more difficult. So I'm actually going to drop out here and head on over to a different disruption mission. let's challenge the setup elsewhere. And I think the next fair place to take that will be somewhere where corrosive doesn't remove the armor. Oh yes, it is indeed time to head on over to the Intrati Labs. We're going to go over to Armatus on Deimos and take him from there. Corpus? Nah, corrosive procs still hit the Corpus. Even if they don't have armor on some of their units, most of their demolishers do have armor, and so you do still have something you can strip there to improve your damage output. How do I just know the names of the notes? Petra, how long do you think I've played this game? And besides, I don't know the name of all of them, but Armatus Disruption, it kind of stands out. It's where you farm Dante, it's a disruption node for God's sake, yeah. Yeah, over on Lua, I believe 3 out of the 4 Corpus Demolishers have armor. It's the beefed up crewman that does not. Same for Capacidna, yeah. Like I say, Apollo over on Lua, on Uranus. I believe it is Olympus on Mars, that kind of thing. Is it La Medea on Neptune, the one that drops credits? Ugh. Alright. Doggos to get started, which means that we got some easy damage ramp up for our initial stacks. Bear in mind, we are now at max power. This is as strong as the gun gets. Caliber Entertainer on Uranus, not Neptune. What is backwards about this disruption min-max? Exclamation mark goal, Lemon Thunder. Exclamation mark goal. Well, Eliu's just done it for you. Alright then. Corrosive procs are applied. Are they removing armor? You know they're not. It's okay, you know. You're new here. You haven't learned how feet work. Oh, okay. Someone's in a rush. Let's fix that rush, shall we? Cold procs still have an effect. Not a lot of an effect, but they have an effect. However, that's an entire mag dump. Ooh, dear. Okay, yeah, we are running into some issues now, aren't we? I'm definitely having to make full use of Lavas's ability to apply cold and other useful status effects. I probably shouldn't have brought this all the way over here. I have nothing to gain back my Deadhead stack or multi-shot stack, so I've lost a fair chunk of damage now. Not ideal, and there's nothing I can get it back from, neither. But we can apply that, take off one of the guns, take off both of the guns, aim for the back, and get the damage done. Just going to do a quick cheeky little reload whilst he's going through that jump animation. Somewhere is the back. There's the back. Let's reapply those cold procs, because you are not allowed to go anywhere, my day. Got to reload again. Ammo is a pain. That is most of my ammo used. I'll happily take a multi-shot stack to help me out there. And I'm not going to get a full reload here. I am running out of ammo. There we go. Okay, ammo has been somewhat recovered. Not crazy good, but somewhat. Oh, please, please no. There we are. Let's take this opportunity to go plug this one in. It's right there. Gonna see if I can't get another kill. There we go. That keeps Deadhead up and running. And now we got cold procs all over this guy. Take out the guns. Oh, the hitbox is screwed up. Look at that. It's horrible when that happens. Every time they do that dash, the hitbox just does not line up. I cannot wait for DE to fix that one. Reapply all the cold. I haven't got a lot of duration on this level, so that's why we have to keep on reapplying. Seriously, that hitbox issue is terrible. What was giving overguard? This thing. Worm has gone down. Okay, let's go deal with the Gruzling. Let's see how well we handle on that. So we're going to apply the cold procs there via our 3. It's cold procking me equivalent. And now we're outside that zone. Hit it with as much damage as we can. It's going to do the split. Dash forwards. Are you the one with the key? That's not the one with the key, is it? Yeah, it is the one with the key. My bad. So yeah, we can see this gun is really at its limit. We are struggling. I mean, it looks fine against mooks, but we're not just looking to kill the mooks, are we? I gained overguard after a mercy. Oh, it must have counted off the secondary. It's a weird one. Secondary fortifier does a lot of weird stuff. Okay. First time we're actually seeing a Acolyte spawning as well. That's unfortunate timing, seeing as we've got a Necromech to deal with, but let's take the arms off the mech. Oh, it's violence. Okay, let's get rid of violence. Can't cast. There we go. Okay. I need to be dealing with the Necromech. I have to ignore violence. I don't have the damage to... Oh, stop doing your dashes. It breaks your hitbox. Okay. They seriously need to fix that, honestly. Okay, right then. You there. Got him. Yeah, we've definitely reached the limit of this weapon. So by taking away basically every buff I have, we've finally found where I daren't take it any further. Just that round alone was enough to say, because my ammo is thin.
Leave. You. You will be paid, and I will keep the Laverian.
Come on.
From G0 saying, hi everyone, love the videos, Engineer. Saw you were streaming and had to come in here. Well, welcome on in. Hope you enjoy your stay here. As we push the downward limits of disruption. I can only guess something like that occurred. That's all. It's just oddities all the way down. You may need to go back and check the clip to get your answer, to be honest. Because none of us here have a photographic, let alone a video-style memory. But there is literally the video memory of the stream replay. So, if you were that curious, watch it through frame by frame, see what happened. Otherwise, we're not going to have the answer, are we? How much steel lessons do I have? That's an interesting question. Let's have a look. $1,726. Not a crazy amount. Just a little bit. Right. Do I just not want to use it? I use it from time to time, usually when there's a new Prime Access, and I go, cool, relics. Usually I don't have to do more than one round of relic buying at the moment, and that's usually because of a certain generous benefactor on the channel here. I wonder who that might be, who sees to it that relics are never an issue for me. Yeah. Anyway. So, this was a pretty basic setup here. We've got Galvanized Aptitude, Anceration, and Primary Deadhead. That's not a great combo. It's really not a great combo. We've got additive damage there. But the reason all 3 of them are on here is because this is necessary when these 2 aren't even online. You saw the difficulties of damage application we were getting there. Once these come online, yeah, Serration is doing sod all. But it is necessary to get us there in the first place so that these can actually run. Is the weapon itself one of the things that we're de-optimizing? Yeah. So we've gone down to Tenora Prime, and Tenora Prime is multiple tiers below the weapons I would like to use these days. However, I did still succeed in the mission. So clearly, we need to go further. So let's go to a yet older weapon. I believe Fullman is older. In fact, I'm going to check. Let me just verify on this. So, Tenora Prime, added to the game February 2021. Yep, Fullman is definitely older because I think that one was 2019. Let's see here. May 2019. There we go. Alright then, so we're going to go downgrade now to the Fullman. At least go back in time to the Fullman. And let's go... Oh god, why is the arcane not in? Alright. All-purpose viral build? I don't think viral procs land here. Well, it does land on other enemies. It's just they don't land on the Necromex. And when it comes to the Necromex, I'm going to be hitting with the Sadist procs via Lavos himself. So let's just slap on some primary Deadhead again. I should be able to make Deadhead work on this. Yeah. No, Tenora Prime flow. I picked up Tenora Prime's age. Tenora itself came out in 2017. Yeah. But we weren't using base Tenora. Are we going all the way back to Bratton and Skarna? I don't think we're going to get that far down. I really don't think we're going to get that far down. No. But now let's go with the Fullman. And you'll notice so far I've only been working on the primary weapons. We're keeping it in a pretty straight line. No, we're not trying to make it where disruption fails, Mollusk. No, that would be something else entirely. That's not min-maxing, that's just trolling. I'm not Twitch chat. I don't need to do any trolling here. You guys do enough for this entire channel, and I've seen what you lot get up to on other channels. Selancy, I'm looking at you for that one. Yeah. So, that, however, can be replaced. We're going to at least put Galvanized Chamber on here. Without that, we are certainly screwed. Oh, Selancy knows what he gets up to. Selancy knows what he gets up to, and he has no shame over it whatsoever. Interestingly, this is set up with internal bleeding, but with the fire buff that I'm getting from my companion, that's actually a worse idea these days. So I'm going to swap that one out. Bane of Murmur is not going to be making enough of a difference here. I do have to wonder what I can bring in at this point. I'm going to go with Bladed Rounds. Noticing that is missing. We've got a Hammer Shot on here as well. It's only a 60% critical damage. I could probably do without having that one in and get some more just straight up damage instead. Yeah, let's go with that. This might be difficult.
I am back.
Hey, Mecha Compy! Thank you very much for the 16-month sub there with your Prime. Much appreciated. As ever, welcome back in. All the same. Alright, let's get cracking on this, shall we? Is there any use of like Crescendo and Duplicate, or one can sell them for good plats? I mean, they have their uses. Those uses aren't universal, but they do have their uses, yeah. You have to decide for yourself if those uses are worth keeping them, or if you'd rather have the plat for something else. Okay, so you're linking a clip there, but for some reason it's saying on my side something went wrong, couldn't find the clip. There was a light change request? Oh yes, you want the Urple back. There you go. Your Urple is back there, Petra. That dash went ever so slightly longer than I thought it would. Clip works for you? Fair enough. It's the preview that's popping up, so I don't know what the title is to get an idea as to what had been clipped. Oh god, the old Foreman sound. My brain wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to hear the squelchier sound. I'm so used to the Prime now. Ugh. I know you can end the Vile Rush early. I wasn't expecting it to end so late, which is why I didn't act to try to make it end earlier. It's like if you're walking down a set of stairs, you know that you're supposed to walk down the stairs. But if you think the stairs have ended and there isn't another step, you don't step out like you're going for another step. And so then you just fall off the end, go, ah! It's terrible, yeah. It's not because you forgot how stairs work, you just miscounted. Same kind of deal there. This isn't going to kill that, is it? Okay. We might need to downgrade again, y'all. We might need to downgrade again. I mean, yeah, ammo is painful to wait for, but... There's this steel path. What's going on here? Have to use normal Cedo? I mean, I suppose Cedo is worse than Foreman, because Foreman is amazing. Foreman, my beloved. There's another key. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe it was just that one demolisher, you know, they haven't put the armor plating on it. See, that was a nice dash. Damage go burr. Okay. I think there's a reason I use the Foreman so bloody much, isn't there? It's just good. I'm not using any Warframe buffs here. I'm not using any crazy companion shenanigans. It is just a moderately galvanized Foreman. I'm not even using galvanized aptitude on it, am I? No gaptitude. And we're still getting this. Now this one, it's a Void Rig. Void Rigs are stronger. So this should take some more work to kill it. I am also running out of damage stacks because there's nothing around here to shoot. But we eventually get there. Oh look, you've finally turned up, have you? Yeah.
A Grusling has appeared. Hooray!
There we go. Let's just slow that thing down. Ah, oh, almost killed it before it split. Which means it's still dead anyway, because it splits with its remaining hit points. Can I has kid, please? Oh, cool. Just gonna ignore what all of them lot are trying to do. Actually, you know what? I will. I'm trying to maintain the stacks. That'll have to do. Wait. Oh, it's here. I'm being dumb. I thought it was in the next room for some reason. I should have paid attention to the distance, not the direction. That's on me.
Do not allow that to transpire.
I looked at chat, didn't realise the Necromech had spawned right next to my face. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's still maintained. We're gonna have to downgrade again.
Will you, Drusus the Varian, be included? Make this easy for me.
Steel Puff needs to be leveled up? I don't think it needs to be leveled up, no.
Comfortable for you. blood.
Don't forget, I am still playing with years of gameplay experience here, understanding of the various mechanics involved. I've also got galvanized mods, maxed out Steel Path Arcanes, and I'm using a, yeah, at this point, 6-year-old weapon, but still a powerful 6-year-old weapon. But that was still effective, so we do need to downgrade. We do need to downgrade. So yeah, let's throw on the Cedo. Petra is adamant about the Cedo. So what Petra's going to do is Petra's going to celebrate by gifting a sub, aren't you, Petra? Petra, right? Petra. So let's go ram the Cedo up the arse of the Necromech and see if they go pop. Do we go with Primary Crux on this? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Petra could give you a sub or eat tomorrow. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. I would rather you eat tomorrow. So let's instead thank Mirrorlave for giving a sub out to the community instead. Thank you very much there, Mirrorlave. Much appreciated. Okay, so we have got Prime Point Blank on here. We have got a setup. We have got radiation damage, which is bonused against them. I don't know why we're set to radiation, but it's what we have on here. Primary Crux would mean I could just fire. Ammo could be an issue. So having Primary Crux could help us with that. Downside is it's on weak point hit. If I run out of stacks on that, that could be painful. We'll see. We'll try it. We'll try it. Arcanese Vlad, welcome on in. Say hi. Hey, nice to meet you. Love your YouTube videos. Finally got to Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Glad you've enjoyed the videos enough to check us out here. Hope you enjoy your stay. We've had quite a few new people here today, so just as a general thing as well, throughout the stream, if you do have a question as to, you know, how things work or whatnot, feel free to ask. If it's something about as simple as what are we doing today, that's why we have the commands on the title !goal. But for less obvious stuff, interact with thy streamer. Welcome on in. As I'll say, I don't think you want to take this stuff into EDA disruption. True, yes, because the levels are much higher and the demands increase pretty heavily. But this is looking at just quote-unquote hard mode. Steel Path. Is a Dark Sword any good? It's not a sword I would want to equip, no. How's my day been? I got up exceedingly late because I was up exceedingly late, so lost a lot of the day to that stupidity, but it is what it is, what can you do? That said, with the time I have had, I got some good stuff done. Making progress on doing a broad spectrum analysis of creature design in Starfinder in advance of some silliness I wish to do with it. Give me that key, give me that key, thank you very much. Alright, I think it's coming up from this side. Yes it is. Is it up top? Yes it is. Let's dash over it. That'll hit it with the cold procs, hit it with the Cedo, and then just fire the gun for a bit. Yeah, I couldn't find the weak point hitbox to maintain the stacks there, but it's all good. We get the kill. Cedo is working! Wonderful. Beautiful. Beautiful results. And we got another key. Alright then, let's see on key number 2. Wait. Oh, I failed to pick it up. I thought I picked it up, but apparently not. Let's try that again. Let's give the parallel Lex. Oh yeah, Lex is already a beefy gun, but Lex Incarnate brings it up to the modern era. Okay, I have basically no reasonable stacks on this. I can snipe a few stacks there. There we go. That'll help maintain things a bit. God damn, the hit point difference between Bone Widow and Void Rig is stupid. I know we've talked about it a million times, but a million and one times. Why is the Bone Widow just that much weaker? It makes no sense to me. But we'll take the freebie. From Dr. Sleep Time, a bit of a topic question. What's the perfect milk-water ratio for a tea? So, for a nice, good mug of tea, I'd recommend that you have about 300 ml of hot water, boiling water that is, added to your tea bag. And as for milk, it is to taste, but I would suggest you don't want to go... If you want a milky tea, I would say you're looking at maybe 30 ml. If you want it to be a little bit of milk, just to take off the edge of the bitterness, but nothing too crazy, go down to 15, 10 ml. One of those little pots worth. And you can just have it as a black tea if you want to suffer through the bitterness. I don't. But yeah, the idea of the milk is to take off the edge on the bitterness, to smooth out the flavour. It's not supposed to overwhelm the tea. It's not a latte, it's not a milkshake or a hot chocolate. The milk isn't the core component of the drink, it's not the base, the water is the base. Yeah. But that is my own personal choice on the flavour there. Come on, misery. Yeah, miserable git. I've got to say thank you to someone's sub, but I can't pay attention whilst I'm doing these shots on you. Ow. There we go. Okay, let's grab that key back. Whew. Alright then, Sometimes Ice, thank you very much for dropping your Prime sub over here. Welcome to the channel proper, and enjoy the lovely blue sub badge. Your emotes, your access to the supporter team lounge over on the Discord, and no more ads for you. Mr. Station, exclamation mark goal. I love hitting weak points on arms and rings, yes. Much weak point, so wow. Likewise, the weak points on an necromech that is mid-broken animation, but we still got the kill. That's the main thing, we got the kill. As frustrating as it is. Oh yeah. Sometimes saying, a brand new player, been playing about 4 to 5 months, I think I'm starting to understand the game. Nice! Well, this may indeed be an educational stream for you. Both with any reasonable questions, but also just seeing how little it actually takes to do Steel Path. It still takes plenty, but far less than top-tier Incarn and Go Burr. A Gruzling is a little bit late. I've got my final docket. I'm going to ignore the Gruzling. Okay, the Gruzling is in the direction of the thing we're going to kill, so maybe I can get away with this after all. Wow, Gruzling just obliterated. That was easy. Let's just skip. Oh, that doesn't count! Oh, we stood on the corrosive pile and just evaporated. Oh, whatever. Lavos Go Burr. That's a Lavos win right there. We take those.
Do you think me a gullible man? No.
Ta-da! So yeah, the Cedo, and that was normal Cedo I had equipped there, not Cedo Prime. The Cedo also still landing the shots. Oh. Okay, yep, that was normal Cedo. Let's downgrade again. We're doing too good still. We need to downgrade. So, I think the Amprex is probably going to be a downgrade here. The Amprex is designed to chain between groups of enemies. It's not really a single target takedown of a weapon. So I think that's our next decent downgrade. See where we go. In terms of this, we've got a quote-unquote Grineer setup here, which is using no pure damage at all. Oh, there's our pure damage, 144% of it, I was going to say. It's still not great, though. I see where the primary crux is going, but our ammo shouldn't be that much of an issue, certainly playing Lavos. So I'm actually going to swap off of the primary crux onto a primary deadhead. There we are. Gotta say, Amprex felt terrible when I tried it. In what context? Because Amprex has been a fun weapon for me over the years. There you are. This is electric viral as a setup. We don't really need the viral, but it's nice to have against the not necromechs, and electric will do plenty good against necromechs themselves, so we'll just give it a roll with that, honestly. Don't need to be too crazy with it all. Necromechs status capped? That they are. But it's fine. We will see how this rolls. I expect it's going to be a struggle, and that is the point. We are going down, down, down in the setups until it is an out-and-out inviolable struggle, where the necromechs or whatever demolishers sail past us and we go, welp, it was a good try, wasn't it? So let's see if we're going to hit that today. Remember, we've got no valence formation. We have not got Verglass helping us out. Our companion is basically there for decoration, aside from a 60% fire rate buff. Energy orbs grant energy for the rest of the mission. Hell yeah. Give me that buff. Thank you very much. I love gaining energy as Lavos. All jokes aside, there are people that routinely call for Lavos to get buffs from energy effects like that. They're like, oh, well, he should still get something. No. The whole point is that Lavos gets none of the downsides and none of the upsides. Energy simply ceases to exist for him as a concept. The only thing he gets a buff from is the energy orb, and that is specifically to his passive. That's it. It is by design. Alright, so we're doing... Well, we're doing. The headshots have not been landing so far. Partly due to a lack of headshotable enemies, I will be honest. Okay, neither of them got a headshot, that's... Ooh. Yep, that was also not a headshot kill. Alright, let's see how this goes then. So, I've only got one damage stack from the Arcane, but we do also have the damage bonus from my Riven. 144% is not to be ignored there. And I think some of that was also the corrosive pile, to be honest. They do make life a little bit easier.
Explosive necromech coming for that conduit. Put it down.
Alright, I've got 2 deadhead stacks this time. Oh, wrong marker. Wrong marker! That was a Gruzzling. Okay, I've got rid of the weapons on it. Demolisher is going down, 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 dead! Now, here's the thing about electric status effects, which I think is actually helping me out here. Electric status effects hit immediately when they are applied to the target. When a target is capped on its status effects, the new status effects will always remove the old status effects on there, regardless of if the new ones are weaker. So my supposition on this is that the extreme status output of the Amprex, it means that the old status effects never get to tick twice, but every status effect always gets to tick once. At least in terms of the electric. So I think the very nature of electric is working in our favour here, whereas if we were using heat, heat would never get the chance to tick. It would be removed before the second happened. Actually, no, heat has a special stacking effect that fixes that. Toxin! Toxin would suck. Poor Toxin. Can't catch a break. But yeah, we are... I mean, we're handling the mission. Yes, electric is affected by body multipliers. So if you hit the headshot for a bonus damage, you reapply the bonus damage. Pretty nifty stuff. Oh, hi, violence. Come to ruin my day again. Alright. Oh, didn't even have time to cast the 2. Okay. Let's... Oh. I need to get this guy off of me. Just long enough so that I can do this. That is a massive amount of corrosive. 10 corrosive procs on violence. You can't get that normally. Alright, where's that key? There's the key. Y'all get the off me. I need the healing. Would Syndicate weapons be a step down from the Amprex? Yes. So I think Vake or Heck would be a next good spot to go with here. Bam! There we go.
If you truly desired greatness for the Lavarian...
So yeah, so far... I mean, how many times do I need to downgrade this? Acolytes will drop keys? Nope. The whole point is that they are a separate threat and your reward is the Seal Essence and the Arcane. That's what you get.
As you conquer the foe, you conquer yourself.
Gas would also suck unless they fix that. Gas procs replacing gas procs. Again, if it's doing what I think it does there, it should still do the instant tick. The radius would suck, but for a single tag, we don't care about the radius. Try to some point plasma drill? You try it. Okay. Let's step us down to the Vacor. Heck, I might need to invest into this first. Oh, no! Oh boy. Yeah, that's a spicy starting point. Let's slap a couple upgrades in here, shall we? Vigilante armaments. Ooh. So yeah, it's a prime chilling grasp onto there now. We've got ourselves a viral point blank starting point here. Can we get some crits going? Will there be something worthwhile? So we can get you on here. Interesting. Plus body shot, plus punch through, plus crit chance. Not sure if I want to use that or not, but I mean, we'll see. First of all, multi-shot. Galvanize Hell. Yeah, Galvanize Hell's going to get us to 30. Well, let's slap a free polarity in at the moment, anyway. Am I going down the roster based on MR? I'm going down the roster based on vibes. Oh, hey. That was a thing. There we are. Does my other haircut... Oh, God, no. What's this Lavos build? This is my standard go-to Lavos build with Valence Formation taken off it. So it is a full Umbral set, adaptation, Arcane Grace, and then otherwise being good at the game. The good at the game bit does matter, because I can guarantee you if I handed that same setup over to my mum, for example, she'd be dead in 2 minutes. But Lavos would be dead in 2 minutes. She would probably rage quit in 1. Do I have a good credit farm method, or is that years worth of credits? I mean, this is also years worth of credits, but I also don't farm credits, so I kind of already farm them. If you want to be getting a lot of credits, it depends on what setups you have available to you. I recommend you check out my, it's somewhat old, but still reasonable credit guide. Exclamation mark credits probably links you to that, or you can just check on the catalog. The main thing to take away is that the index is a reasonable source, so long as you can actually defeat the index on your own. It is largely better solo. For a multi-farm of credits, endo, resources, various bits, Railjack is still there and a thing. Again, if you can handle it, it is generally better solo, but if you've got a good team, it can work as well. Profit Taker is only really a good source if you're good at it. If you're not already good at it, you will struggle to get good credits whilst you're learning all the process and building up the right kind of arsenal. And then lastly, if you have access to 1999, if you don't know what I mean by that, then do more quests. If you have access to 1999, then also doing the credit caches, the safes there, are a pretty darn good source these days. So yeah, I hope that gives you a spectrum of options for getting credits. Miralabe, don't you dare. Do not break the newbie. Yes. Credit weekends when they come up are amazing. Credit blessing from a relay is amazing. Credit booster is also amazing. And they do all stack. So if you can get a credit blessing, credit booster, credit weekend, and even add in a companion with Prosperous Retriever for another chance at doubling the credits, that's double from the weekend, double from the booster, double from the companion, and another 25% on top. That is a 10 times multiplier to credits, I want to say. Which is wild! Where's the capture mission? 1999? Legasite capture is what you're looking for. Legasite capture. It's a lot of endo. I actually had to spend like 40 odd K earlier to upgrade a Prime mod, so it was higher. Oh well. Okay, so this is not a great build. Not at all. I have all the crit chance on here. I haven't upgraded the crit damage. Okay, shoot. So I can't swap that out because of capacity issues. Oh no! If I swap that, that will fit now. Okay, so that is not a worthwhile trade. So I do want both on. Oh, this is not good. How much is normal point blank? I'm just going to need to level this a couple times, aren't I? Let's just level this a couple times. Let's get it up to... No. Let's do the time warp again. Now, how many people have got that stuck in their head? You're welcome. Yeah, let's do a little bit of cheeky crit support there, bringing it up from 2 times to 3.2 times without having to do any upgrades on the heck there, because I don't really want to upgrade it. I want to take this down low, and this is pretty damn bloody low. If this succeeds... well, there we go, quite frankly. Endo farming, pretty much just 1999 Railjack stuff. Do people do something else? You can also farm Endo through... Actually, I think you are under an advert at the moment. I'll answer that question in a sec. Andrew gets it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's run this. It's probably going to be terrible. Miralabe, thank you very much for the gifted sub over to a Gregory term there. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Gregory, let us know when you're back from the ads. I'll answer your question proper. I'm assuming you're back from the ads, but let me know if you are back from the ads so I can answer your question there. Yoink. You're back? Excellent. Okay, so yeah, endo farming, the options you stated, they are indeed options, but on top of that, you've also got arbitrations. They could be a source of it. I think you said Railjack, and then... oh, this is getting some kills in. It's nice. And then there is a friend's required farm that I did put out about some while ago, which is how to farm former boosters and endo all in one. And that is making use of Golden Instinct, primarily, but also with Oricune Eye if you want to do it even faster. it kind of requires friends so as to defeat the RNG of spawns, and you basically just turbo cycle missions to get iron sculptures. It actually works, but only if you really put any effort. It is intensive. But if you do it, enjoy. How is this working? Sorry, someone help me out here. I know I'm the one that put together a build, but it has one former in it. It's a vague core heck. I'm missing 2 mod slots. How is this able to do the mission? Damage attenuation aside, it's level 155 Steel Path. They're level 155. They've got bonuses to their hit points as well because Steel Path. And it's a goddamn demolisher. I have no Valence Formation. I am not using Arcane Avenger for crit bonuses. None of that stuff. The red crits are just because crits go burr when you headshot these guys. And still, we can get the kills.
Eyes and ears open. The system thinks you're hostile and will do everything in its power to destroy the conduit to thwart you.
I one-magged it.
Behind. That book's one of them.
One mag. So yeah. The removal of damage attenuation from demolishers has definitely made them considerably easier. And it just goes to show, if you have some sensible modding, like if you know what you're doing to make the body work, and granted I have got a couple buffs on this from my companion, but they're not that crazy, you can get a lot of work done. What's the best focus school? What's the best fruit? The reason I am asking you that question is because there isn't a best fruit. You'll have a preference. And that is the same answer for the focus schools. Especially considering we just got 3 different answers on the fruits here. 4, considering your own answer. 5 with Gregory. There we go, that's all the focus schools. We now have, if focus schools were fruit, apple, oranges, grapes, tomato, and watermelon. That is the 5 fruits of focus schools. I'll leave it up to you, chat, to decide which fruit is which school. Slowdown helps a lot. Slowdown does help a lot here, is why I am using it. At the same time, it's not like I'm leaving it close to the wire to kill them, is it? Yeah, I still need the key. It is wild, the effectiveness of this weapon here. What does this give me? Health orbs increase max health. Oh, sure, why not? Thanks for the health orbs. Grozling!
That little monster will have a doctor.
4 shots obliterated. It never stood a chance. Oh, guys. It's all over. I have an energy drain. Anyway. Didn't one-mag it.
My associate will have your goods imminently, but I must ask.
Yeah, I need to downgrade again. This is too good. This is too good. I need something weaker.
You and I are not so different in this regard. I desire knowledge.
I'm using no Warframe abilities. I have a couple passives from my companion. I've got 6 mods and an arcane on my gun. Do I need to basically just stop using entire slots of my arsenal? I'm not even using a status primer. I'm not using a melee at all. Not using a heavy weapon. The arcanes on my actual Warframe are basically just allowing me to tank Ooh.
What you
Come and see me in the sanctum.
will serve you well.
God damn. Gloom, when put onto Lavos, has a duration, and then it has a cooldown only once the duration ends, because it's not recastable. Can we see if the Stug does any damage? I don't think the Stug goes in the primary slot, but... So, I'm thinking the next step here... It's to remove the Steel Path bonuses. Now, this is a huge downgrade. Also, Galvanize is technically not Steel Path as arbitrations. Gonna do it anyway. This is a huge, huge downgrade. I have basically just stripped the legs off of this thing. It's not gonna walk, let alone run anymore. So this should be a struggle.
Bird 3.
This should be a struggle. Now, we don't care about the specific weapon. We've started with the Bursting Cannon. Then we did the Tenet Envoy. Then we did Tenora Prime. Then we did normal Foreman, normal Cedo. Now we're down to Vacor Heck. We also did the Amprex. I'm trying to slowly, bit by bit, make this worse. I am going back in time and power until eventually the whole thing fails to do the mission. I'm still using Lavos as Lavos. I'm still applying status effects. I'm still playing to win. Because obviously if I wasn't playing to win, the whole challenge would have been over instantly. I'd have just stood there like a lemon. So I am playing to win, but I'm taking away tools, weakening them, and seeing what we have left. Yoink. At least I don't have to worry about weapon stacks anymore. There are no weapon stacks. I'm probably going to need all the time I can get to kill this. Oh no! Oh, that is so much worse now. And it's doing the animation, so I'm not going to find the weak spot. I'm just going to reload. I hope I've got enough ammo. Because there's a couple more Necromex after this. There we go. You know, I'm going to actually need to apply the viral here. I'm staying here for the moment, Petra. The Necromex were proving more difficult than the Grenier, so I'm staying here for that reason. Come on, give key. Oh, God. Some of these enemies do not perish quickly now, do they? Whew. Alright, here we go. What's a good use for Cascadia Empowered? I've forgotten the exact stats on that one, sorry. Enemy damage resistance. Well, that's just rude. Here I am, doing a challenge run, and it gives them damage resistance on top of everything else. Still red Cretin. We have the cold procs, because those are about to expire. It's going to do the dash, so I no longer know where the weak spot is. Fuck you. Okay, took it out. Enemy damage reduction was insufficient. This is getting silly. This is a Steel Path mission. I don't even have arbitration level bonuses equipped now. No Steel Path Arcane. 2 mod slots empty. No Galvanized modding. How is this still completing the mission? Hey, be honest with me here. Those of you who entered into this challenge, entered it knowing what the challenge is, did you really think I would still be succeeding at this point? Did you really think I'd still be going, oh yeah, just bring on the next Necromech, whatever. Fire rate boost? Sure. Sure. Ba 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 ba. And the cold procs are doing a lot of work here. Don't forget that. The cold procs are doing a lot of work. Oh, where's your hitbox again? This is so annoying, a bug. There we are. I'm ranking up the vehicle heck one Necromech at a time. We got a Jade Xmas there, so we're gonna have to stab it. Get rid of it nice and quick. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Alright, we got the docket. Let's go pop in this last one. And it's connected. Electrified conduits. Target is coming in from this way. Reload the gun, dash in, hit it with the procs. I mean, it's a Bone Widow. This is ridiculous. It's dead. Okay, downgrade again. Now, I am conspicuously dodging a certain downgrade. I am still using Lavos' abilities to apply cold and viral procs. If I were to do away with that, this run would basically be over. I am keenly aware as to the value that is providing, but let's be real now. If you were running yourself all the way down to just a pre-arbitrations Vake or heck nothing else, it should be difficult. At the very least, off Steel Path, it would be a breeze. You're waiting for the removal of potatoes? Fun fact, I can't take the potatoes off. Okay. We need to go lower. We need to go lower. Vehicle Heck is MR12 after all. It's still doing plenty of work there. Foreman's only MR8. Well, we've already done that, and frankly, it was even better. Yeah. Boltor. MR2. Boltor. Bratton's even lower, but let's see if this is too low. This should be terrible. I should run out of ammo. Let's see if I do. In terms of the damage here, the damage currently set up with a viral approach. Because of that depolarity there, I can't really change that without throwing away some of the power here. So I'm just going to keep that as is. I do have this Boltor Riven with crit damage, crit chance, multi-shot, minus damage grenadier. Good God, that is a cooked Riven. But this is not a crit weapon. That's the other Boltor. That ain't this one. So here, that Riven is of no use to us. A shame. Let's see. I think ammo is genuinely going to be the issue here.
Another day, another Netricel.
I think ammo is going to do me in, because if I run out of ammo, I can't kill it with the weak weapon. And at that point, we've kind of proven the point, haven't we? Well, let's see what we can pull off. Let's see what we can achieve. Lavos does have ammo support. That is a recognised and accepted part of the challenge, because Lavos is amazing. This is to every single person who says Lavos is anything less than amazing. Get good. Hello, Hardashes. We're all doing well here. Hope you're doing well yourself. Alright then. I don't have to worry about damage stacks because I have none. So the idea is just to get the kills any which way possible. So I could utilize the whole arms explode on these guys, and it's actually a positive for me rather than kill stealing. I am, however, still going to need those keys to drop. Keys would be nice, plus. Oh god, even the impact procs are too scarce for me to get anything out of it. I think that Anatomizer is basically immune to my damage. It doesn't have a headshot. I can't really raise the mercy threshold with this weapon. I simply don't have the impact priority, so... the basic units here might just be enough of a threat. But I'm maintaining ammo at the moment. I have got enough kills for ammo purposes, so... we might be able to pull this off. Alright, enemy speed boost, not what I wanted to read right now. No, it's doing that animation-y thing. There we go. Have the cold ready. Let's slap it with the cold now, just to keep that up. Wait, that wasn't cold. That's cold. There we are. It's going to do that again, which is again going to break its hitbox. Let's just apply a new cold zone. Reload our ammo. Well, the hound's there playing Get Down, Mr. President, I guess. Stop blocking my view. I can't kill it. I'm struggling. Oh. Oh, we hit a corrosive vial. That feels like cheating. That feels like cheating. We hit a corrosive vial. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill through this overguard too easily. Going to have to get rid of that. Ow. Oh god. I can't even take this out properly. I need you to stop making everything stronger. There's two of them. Yes, I did a little bit of ability killing. So sue me. Nope. Not getting through that overguard. Oh, there's a key, there's a key, there's a key. Alright. What is behind problem number 2? I am not doing amazing on the ammo front. We do have some corrosive vials on the path, so it might just blunder into them again. doing the thing. We'll respond to it, wait for its hitbox to drop back down. Yeah, look at that. Good, land on the cold again, get re-procced, idiot. It's gonna walk straight into the corrosive. Yep, there it is. Look at that damage. Jeez. Just freeze this whole line of things and continue on. Running out of ammo. It's getting low. Last full mag. 29 shots remain. Oh my god. I am out of bolt or ammo. That was it. That's the last of it. I think we can safely say this is its limit. This is as far down as I can go. And yeah, do not sleep on those corrosive puddles. They fuck. So it took me dropping all the way down to what is damn near a starter weapon, improperly modded, with no arbitrations or steel path upgrades whatsoever, to finally struggle. To finally actually be at a point where I ran out of the ammo needed to kill it. That's how far we had to go. You please get Bolt for free from a junction? Yeah. Like I say, it's damn near a starter weapon. It's not literally a starter, but you do just get it. Early on in the game. There's our key, but we have an incoming threat we'll need to deal with as well. Goodbye, violence. Gun charged. Half charge, but that's enough. Have I faced only violence the whole stream? No, we've had Misery turn up. Not sure about others, but definitely at least Misery as well.
My associate will have your goods imminently, but I must ask, why do you seek these mementos?
Okay, so now that we have our failure point is the Boltor, and we have a success point on Vacor Heck, where is it in the middle? When do we truly run out of steam? So, I'm thinking an MR6 weapon of appropriate power is probably going to be a tough point to sell, but let's see. What have we got? Soma? Soma is MR6. Wow, okay, yeah, perfect. Let's give Soma a try. One moment. Patat. We need a patat. But the rest of it, let's do some modding. Now, this does look like we've got some crit stats to work with, so let's build into precisely that. We're going to go with good old critical delay and vital sense. We got 16 left over to mod on, which, given we've already got our damage and multi-shard, that can go straight into element. And with that, we are modded. Yep, that's what we get. That is what we get. Ammo situation on this is exceedingly similar to the Boltor. I do have Incarnon adapter on this, but I haven't done any of the challenges, so I don't have any of the Incarnon boosts, and I just won't turn on the Incarnon mode. Straight up. So this is basically base Soma. The Incarnon hasn't been turned on. Let's go. Give it a whirl. Whilst we wait for the enemies to actually spawn in, let's just attend to this, shall we? Juicy, juicy loot. Yoink. Yoink. That'll do quite nicely. Okay, so who wants to die? Okay, that's I'm getting a very strong sense of foreboding here. Anyone else getting that? Oh gods. Oh gods. There we go. It perished eventually. There's overguard everywhere. My fingers are itching to activate Incarna mode, even though it's not been properly upgraded. It's like, but it's there. I'm going to take out this, and then I'll grab that key and pop it in. There we go. Alright, so... You alright, Sil? Did you post that in the wrong chat? Alright, slow effect applied. Let's just put as much damage into this thing as I can. Oh god. Oh boy. Oh, that is no bueno. That is the damage output of sadness and failure. Off cannon? Ain't it? Let's re-up all that cold. Don't do your dash thing. Oh. Ammo. I'm running out of ammo. My companion is down, so I've lost a bunch of damage and fire rate buffs there as well. This is probably not gonna kill it. And there goes the last of my ammo. Yep, nope. Oh boy. Yep, that's not gonna do it. Alright, we're gonna abort out. That gun ain't doing it. Asking what's the restriction on mods? Can rifle elementalist or semi-rifle cannon be used? They would be further into the game than even the arbitration mods, so I'm just not going to use those, yeah. They're higher tier. Does my cam look a bit grainy? Does it? Like worse than usual, or is it just you're expecting more than you get from a 30 FPS camera? Hold on. Get up nice and large. No, that is normal. It is just a 1080p 30 FPS camera. If it looks a bit blurry, it might be that Twitch is actually just adjusting your bitrate. Or has given you 720p or something. So check if it's something like that instead. But yeah. So, question from Birlape, how much DPS do we have on the Soma? So it's hard to really tell how much DPS we're applying because of the crypt and weak point bonuses that happen. But in terms of base stats here, we can just rat it all off. There's no conditional modifiers here. So we have 214.5 from damage, element, and multi-shot. Fire rate of 21, and then crits of 1 plus 0.9 times 6.8 gives us 32,000 DPS. This weapon, in simple circumstances, is 32,000 DPS. With the viral applied, that does go up a bit more there. With headshots, it goes up a bit more. With additional crits, that goes up a bit more again. But that is our nominal value, our arsenal value, 32k DPS, and that was absolutely insufficient. So yeah, I think we have found certainly that there are weapons which, once we tear off basically all of the benefits, we do run out of power. It's not like we can walk in with just anything. So, what one shall I take from here? How did I calculate DPS? By doing the damage calculation. Zenok. Yeah. So if someone wanted to know how much DPS run, should they run 50k? I'd still say more again. Genuinely. That was a horrible struggle on the DPS there, so I would still say more again on the DPS. Do I want to try Buzzlock? Not particularly, no. What's the formula? Zedok, exclamation mark 165. Would the Dread have enough for it? So the Dread is Incarnate, I believe. Yeah, so unfair comparison, it's gonna do plenty. It's gonna do plenty. In terms of a middle ground between Soma and Vacor Heck, there's not really a lot of middle ground at this point. There's not a lot of middle ground. The Buzzlock is a meme weapon, so I'm not really letting that. Kuva weapons? No, that's going up-re. That's far too high. We've already gone well past adversary weapons. We're going down. We've got down to the point where it's failing, so now we need to bring it up just enough to succeed again. Vacor Heck was more than succeeding. So it needs to be in between Vacor Heck and Soma. And don't just say Heck. Aeolak? Alright. Yeah, let's grab that. Aeolak. Zenok, with your question, what do you think my answer is going to be? What do you think I would say is the answer to that? Was that Incarnate Soma? So that was Soma where the Genesis was not even utilized. So none of the unlocks, it was basically base Soma. Okay, we got a Firestorm on here. Yeah, I see why that's there, but I'm gonna take that off. We got crits, we got viral, got the innate radiation on it. Hold on. Yeah, I suppose just slap on cryo rounds. Sod it. You might notice, Ductile, I'm not doing things for the memes today. We're testing, not just going, haha, look at this gun, it does shit. If you want to mess around like that, you go right ahead. But that's at no point today have we been doing that.
Another day, another metricide.
But also put on some fire rate. My companion's providing the fire rate. That's why I'm getting away with not doing the fire rate modding there. Alright, Aeolak. I don't really care if he has a weapon, but let's see what you do for me today. Okay, let's get cracking on this. Again, no weapon stack mods, so we can just shoot to kill and not have to worry about building the stacks. Having to fire multiple shots at those things is already saddening me. Let's just spray the area in cold viral. Yeah. Lavos is getting a little bit bullied there. Hey, got our first key. Alright then. Where's this one plug in? Over this way. Got a connector room. There we go. Got for AX52, some of those are going to be far too effective, quite frankly. Airlock is where we're at the moment. We can see that, and we can see it's relative. Corrosive field doesn't count. Doesn't count. Galvanized aptitude, we're not using that. We are already at the point where galvanized mods are too much power. We've demonstrated their capabilities, so those are off. Ow. At least this takes down the warden relatively good. Let's just load up on the statuses, just afflict everything we can with whatever we can. That should be open to a finishing out. There it is. That'll make everything else that a little bit easier to kill. Got a hollow vein here that needs to be cut. Ammo situation is well enough for now. Aha, finally a key. Yeah, I'm definitely liking the DPS to quickly get keys now. That sucks. Oh, I've caught it on the down of its animation again, but we'll just put whatever damage we can into it. There we are. We're getting some damage in. It is a Bone Widow, so we expect it to be weaker. Oops, did not mean to curve like that, but it's fine. Again, hitbox is jank. God, it's even halfway through the floor. Nearly there. Okay. That was acceptable. I'm not happy with it, but it did succeed. Our fire rate and crit is down whilst our companion is dead. So I'd like to see if I can get the companion back. There we go. What was it even doing? Just kind of put its head on the floor for a moment. No! Darn it, another sweeping beam got my companion again. And still no key. So I'm going to keep on priming these, because priming is making a lot of the kill actually possible. There we go. AOLX seems to have a decent impact output. I didn't realize that. Oh, let's do that again here. So... okay, it's not actually that decent, but it's enough to help us on these mercy kills. We got Misery again. It seems like 2 Acolytes only are working. But we'll take it. Because Viral can't affect this one, I'm going to do a Corrosive Puddle. And that will affect Misery, bringing their armor down by 80%. Should hopefully allow us to deal a little bit more damage here. I hope I don't run out of ammo. That could be a genuine issue here. Yeah, I'm going to run out of ammo. I wanted to test against the Necromech, so I'm just going to switch to Latent to get rid of this guy. There we go. Okay. Right. I do not have much ammo at all as a result of that. I'm going to very slightly cheat. There we go. Got some more ammo again. Small cheat, necessary cheat. Background saying, just got my first PC. Any advice? Go through various settings, turn off all the kinds of tracking, and default it on AI that you don't want or need.
Systems are responding to your intrusion. Watch out for explosive necromechs.
Alright. Get that on. Okay, this one's going to be a struggle. This is going to be a struggle. Let's re-up the cold viral zone. Need it to drop down so we can hit the hitbox again properly. There we go. Got our orange crits. Need to stop it in its tracks again. There we go. Okay, just about. I think we have found, at least for this particular mission, the limit. Where any lower would actually just be too low. We have backwards min-maxed. I need to deal with this thing. I need to get rid of that overguard. It's too strong. Paint the whole area. Take out limb. Take out another limb. Stabby, stabby. There's not a key anywhere that I can see, no. And I am a little bit low on the ammo, so let's go for the arm shots. That'll get us some cheap, efficient kills. Which will hopefully give me some ammo back. And it did. Okay, that's good. And we have another Severed Warden to take out. The overguard it gives is just far too much.
Marking a nearby Grozlik.
Okay, we got a Grozling.
They always have dockets.
Let's see about the Grozlik.
Half my life.
Did I forget to put mods into the AO? Forget? No, I chose to undermod it. Welcome into the stream. Exclamation mark goal for more understanding as to what the hell's going on here. Come on, Grozling. Come on, I haven't got a lot of ammo. Please die in a reasonable amount of time. Don't slow me down. Okay, which one's the key? I don't have the ammo to fight too many. There's the key one. Slow it down. Take it out. Come on. That's slowed. Oh, I lost it in visuals. That's the one. Don't vanish, don't vanish, don't vanish! Shit! Okay, well that was unfortunate, wasn't it? Hello, Esprit. Hope you're doing well. Okay. We have some ammo drops. We got a couple. We've also got our key. I do not have anywhere near enough ammo. Let's see. 146 plus 40. That's not going to do it. Let's do some efficient farming again. There we go. Okay, cool. Full complement of ammo. That was very efficient. Woo!
Legacy security protocols dictate that a necromech must now demolish the conduit. Do not allow that to transpire.
Okay. Stop it right there. Hit it with whatever we can. And hope for the best. Ow. I'm gonna let the procs run out so it drops down. Go away. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That needs to die. That's gonna heal it. That needs to die. There we go. Okay, re-up both of those. Violence, now is not the time. Now is really, really, really not the time. God damn it. I can't apply the cold procs. Yeah. Let's re-up cold in the area. My companion is down, so I've lost fire rate and damage. There we go. I'm continuing to just face tank violence and hope for the best here. Everything is slowed.
You have excellent taste.
Yo!
New T, don't kill him before I am back. Smile.
No! Fucking acolyte. Sit there. No! Ah! Motherfucking acolyte. If it wasn't violence, I would never have lost out on that cold proc on it. There we are. We've reached our absolute limit. We have reached our absolute limit. That is the line to draw. We can only just pull it off with this Lavos companion combo. And if you get violenced, or somebody else that counters you, then we drop below that threshold and just about fail. But there we are.
I have here a
Whew.
conundrum, which I believe you will find quite engaging.
Oh, the conundrum I have is doing quite fine there, Mr. Fishernacci. But thank you for the suggestion. So let's review where we got to there. This has been Steel Path all along. We'll save the last for just a moment. Steel Path all along there, using a Lavos Prime setup where we specifically took out Valence Formation, so we didn't have any of that damage and status bonus. Arcane Fury on here was actually doing nothing for us because that's for melee weapons. I forgot that was even on there. The rest of that is tank and range, so not really doing much of anything. And Mirror, now that you are back, thank you very much for the £10 tip. Good news, I didn't kill the Necromech. Violence downed me, and so I couldn't get back in time. It blew up the conduit with like 10 shots needed to kill it. It was close, but no cigar. thank you for the tip. Aeolak here was terribly minimally modded, so we have no galvanized mods, no arcane equipped whatsoever. There is a mod slot that is empty. This is a 0 form Aeolak. Ugh. And then our companion was only contributing via Negate, Tenacious Bond, Momentous Bond, and Guardian. I suppose Vacuum. The rest of it... Sorry, not Momentous. Reinforced Bond. Yeah. So Negate, Guardian, Tenacious, Reinforced, Vacuum. The rest of it was just either visibility we don't need, tank for itself, and regen for itself. And Momentous was inactive because of the way we were using it. So yeah. This is as close to the line as I can find a setup. What is the nominal DPS of this setup? We have here 1027.1 multiplied by the fire rate of 8.4, and then multiplied by 1 plus 0.63 multiplied by 5.3 for the crit stats gives us a nominal DPS of 37,000. 37,000, and notably this is a primarily viral setup. 37,000 nominal DPS there. Enhanced by hitting the weak spots, enhanced by its relative ammo economy. The charge shot was of no use, and so just chuck that to the side straight away. Yeah, there we go. So, this leads me to a curious question. Yeah, it's got modding. That has indeed got modding. If I switch this to normal mode, Mark 1 Bratton. Surely not. 4 mods. 4 mods, a companion, and a dream. Surely not. Let's get started, shall we? The enemies here are, I think, level 55 as standard.
You're made of stronger
Yep.
stuff than me.
Level 55. Okay, it can shoot a few things. This is feeling like the Aeolak on Seal Path at the moment, so maybe. The Necromech is going to be the real challenge. Welcome to the Stream Cypher. Please make sure you're aware of the rules. Aha, key. Let's grab you. Pop you in, and let's have our first tussle with a Necromech. Enemy toxin weapons. Good thing I am a health tank. Okay. Mark 1 Bratton. Goddamn Mark 1 weaponry. Weaponry weaker than weapons you get in the tutorial. Struggles against this thing. I'm not gonna have the ammo to kill this. Why does it feel like it's healing? Yeah, I straight up don't have the ammo to kill that. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. It was a little too strong. Why is this more tanky than a Necromech? That's not okay. That is not okay. Let's just absorb some more ammo here, because I really, really need it. There we go. You stop doing whatever it is you're doing. What is it doing at the moment, actually? Hello, Reef Raider. Exclamation mark goal for more information.
Rustling nearby. That thieving freak is certain to have a docket.
Alright, let's try... Oh, there's a docket there, but let's try for the Gruzling. This is going to be a lesson in pain and misery, but... Don't. Hit the wrong buttons, didn't slow it down. Stop. Oh yeah, no, that is tanking. Alright, which one do we need to focus on? This one? Your body double is face tanking it. It's getting in the way. Nah, it's gonna get away. It got away. Okay, yeah. That was not gonna work. Did we try Stug? No, we just focused on primaries. I don't want to use the Stug. Okay. Next, Necromech versus the Mark 1 Bratton. One mag takes it down halfway. Second mag, not quite the rest of halfway for some reason. And there's the pop. Nice. Yeah, the actual normal enemies seem to be, dare I say, more of an issue than the Necromech themselves. Let's apply these viral and cold blocks again to help us out. There we go. Stabby, stabby. Still... Ah, there's a key. There we are. It's a long connection between the these two areas. Which always screws with the enemy spawns on Solar Disruption. Oh. Corrosive Puddle. Corrosive Puddle won. Yeah. If you're ever struggling in Disruption on the Intrati Labs, just get it into the Corrosive Puddles. Oops, wrong gun. We need one more key. Don't care about the provenance of the key. Just need the key. William saying, I'm curious, if you put on galvanized mods and go min-max this, would it work on a Steel Path Necromech? Honestly, maybe. If I rebuilt the rest of my setup and still kept it as the Mark 1 Bratton, we might see some good value, yeah. Let's just deny a little bit there, going for the stab. There's our key. Plug it in. Health drain. Ah, yes, 2 hit points a second. That'll kill me. In about 20 minutes. Some of those shots didn't hit because enemies were swinging at me and getting in the way of the shots. There we go. Alright, yeah. It's not amazing, but a poorly modded Mark 1 Bratton did indeed succeed here.
But you haven't. Instead, you idle away the years, content with unfulfilled dreams and comfortable mediocrity. I desire greater things.
Ta-da.
One must make the best of things.
Okay. So, in terms of the Mark 1s, yeah, we got Bratton, Paris, and both of them unleveled, so I can't form these up. So, that is unfortunately limited the build that we can put onto that there. But if we go back to one that failed, which was the Boltor, this was too low, this was too weak. It did not succeed. So, let's now reinvest a little harder into it. There we go. Slap on an adapter. Slap on a primary deadhead. And let's see here, we can sneak in some heat. Like so. Now we got a heat viral setup. Actually, why heat viral? No, let's go electric viral. Yeah, given where we're at. And then let's re-equip our valence formation onto here. There we go. And let's switch this back over to a damage setup, whereupon it's able to utilize Verglass. And let's actually go for the, not full-caster, weapon max. There we are. Okay, MR2 weapon. The rest of it is very much not MR2 setup, but MR2 weapon. Hold on, did I do all the editing I needed to? Nope, I missed a bit. There we go. That needs to be on there. So, Serration with the Deadhead Merciless Arcanes, you only do that if without the Arcanes your weapon is simply not powerful enough to even start getting the stacks. So you do that to give yourself a much higher baseline, rather than 100% damage you do 265, so that when the Arcanes are fully stacked, the actual difference isn't really that much, but you could actually get there in the first place. So that's why you do it like that. But if you're using really strong weapons, you don't need the Serration, and it gives you freedom to go for something even stronger. Alright then, so Boltor, you failed earlier on Steel Path, because we took off too many other features. Let's see how it performs now. Raw. Oh, that was not raw. That's raw. Raw up. This up. There we go. Those lovely sounds of destruction just piling on in. We got our first key. Nice and easy. Unlike most disruption missions, for Armatus they can drop from the very basic enemies, which is just a thing. Petra, off-topic question. Do you think about the regulars of the stream during your day-to-day life? I mean, I think of most aspects of my work throughout day-to-day life. I can't not be thinking about things, and it just pops up constantly. But yeah. Oh, god damn it. Did it step into a corrosive... I don't see a corrosive puddle. Huh, that must have been Verglass. No. I was trying to pick up the key, but okay, I guess we'll stab this. There we are. Okay. Let's apply all of our power here. I realize I have no deadhead stacks. That is a problem. I'm gonna go hunt for that real quick. I have no deadhead stacks, I say, so the only enemies that turn up lose their head. Hacks. Damn game's hacking against me. There we go. Neither of those triggered deadhead. God damn it. There we go. One singular deadhead stack. Which is necessary because I just lost Verglass. There we go. Yeah, it's still not pretty. The Voltor is an early game weapon.
They always have dockets. And
This is still very, very far from pretty. Most crucially, this weapon is absolutely shit tier for landing crits. And that does a lot of bad. Let's just paint this whole area. Alright, I've got 3 stacks of deadhead at the moment. Oh shit, I'm out of ammo. Because I don't have ammo conversion on this setup. Ah! Never mind, later it is. So yeah, maybe don't go down to the Voltor. Yeah, just don't go for Voltor. Vacor Heck, we saw. Yep, that worked. Fullman, that worked. Amprex, that worked. Oh, Malice, we do get someone different. Hi. Didn't even get his bubble on me. It's not ML level 2, but ML level 0 is okay. No, I don't remember saying 0 is okay. Unless you're talking about the Mark 1 Bratton, in which case that was against not Steel Path. We're on Steel Path now. There we go. Alright, exit plus. There we are. Ductile asking, what about regular comb? Do I even have that? No, the Mark 1 Bratton was against normal mode, not Steel Path. There is no way Mark 1 Bratton was going to hold its weight for a second with even a decent setup. At that point, you basically need buff soup to get it done. Alright, do I have just the comb? I do not. Do I want to get it? Nope. Barely don't. Do I have basic heck? Same again, no. It turns out that the really crappy weapons I'm usually not keeping hold of, because even I run out of weapon slots. However, kit gun. Kit guns. This is a... Let's not have residual boils. Ew. Pax charge. Primary merciless. What we're setting up with. Let's go for Deadhead. Shouldn't... Oh, wait, no. No. Primary one doesn't work that way, yeah. So we're probably gonna... Let's go Dexterity. I can make that work. Don't have a basically endless supply of weapon slots. I didn't always have plenty of platinum for that kind of thing, Petra, and so the earliest weapons have been chucked out for being, you know, early and crap. Alicia saying, I love the very self-explanatory kit gun name Void Ray. Curiously, I don't know if you actually know why it's called Void Ray, Malicitos. How you build gaze, if you don't mind me asking. In terms of building the actual weapon, you assemble the parts by getting them from Fortuna, that is from Ridzud, or getting other parts from Father over in Deimos, and then you can assemble it all together there. In terms of actually how to mod it, at that point it's a beam weapon like the Ignis. You mod it. Yeah. From Colby Dante saying, came here recently, are you checking weapons with Valtin Cannons on them? The lowest MR weapons succeed on Steel Path Disruption. Not strictly not Incarnans. Incarnan was the first and only... sorry, at the first point of this stream, and was dispensed of very quickly for being just too good. And they're going down, 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 down. We've reached the point of finding where weapons are simply incapable of doing Steel Path without buff soup, and so now we're bringing it back up again. And yeah, most of my kit guns are named as a result of... sorry, what's it called? Yeah, as a result of StarCraft. So we got Not Full Min, obviously that's not it. Stratios is not it. The Ionata is not it. But Void Ray, yeah, that's StarCraft. That is the StarCraft unit, the Void Ray. Abathur's Grasp and Baneling Bust, straight up references there as well. And if we head on over this way, kit guns, we have Zagara's Gift and Neural Parasite. Those are StarCraft as well. For the remaining ones here, we have Smallman, because I have the Not Fullman, the Smallman, to go alongside the Fullman. It's just how they shoot. But then I built these ones here as well. The Observe, Shake Innards, Crypt Digit, and Grab Satellite. These kit guns are all intended to be synonyms. So when you gaze, you observe. When you rattle one's guts, you shake one's innards. The Tomb Finger is, after all, a Crypt Digit, and if you're going to catch a moon, you're going to grab a satellite. Hence the naming conventions. I am very imaginative, I know. Right. I could think about whether or not this is a good build. I feel like I don't care enough, I guess. What I'm going to do is a little switcheroo on typage here. There we go. But now that's all I'm going to care. Alright, let's go. Oh, and let's make it where this isn't doing any of the shooting. Primary dexterity, not a good pick, you think? I will be using my melee to charge it up, because the other options were not great either. Yeah. Do I still have... Yes, Ali. Yeah, let me just pop out. Yeah.
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 Love you too, baby.
No, that's not what we're doing tag for. So yeah, that still exists as well. I do have the like and subscribe loadout using very minimally used weapons. So I didn't have to worry about it. Anyway, that silliness aside, let's slap those all back on. Where were we? Ah, yes. Mission. So this is Steel Path Kit Gun, where the melee's entire job is just to charge up primary dexterity. Okay, that was terrible. For some reason it didn't jump off the railing, so I just dropped. Buff 1, buff 2. Melee for stacks. We're at 4, need 2 more. There we go. Back to beaming. Was that a key already? Oh, goddamn. Alright. Ain't no messing around on this one. So, any questions? Can a kit gun handle steel path disruption? Yes, it absolutely fucking can. Void Ray, go burr. Up that buff again. We are down 2 stacks of dexterity. Let's see if I can grab those before it gets here. I have succeeded. Okay. Blap. Blap. And even the anatomizers just evaporate under this beam, which is exactly what we want from it. I was just out of range of that Grozling there. That's unfortunate. Try again. There we go. You know what? Let's deal with the buck. Hi, Buck.
Lets a starving predator out of a trap. Well, now you gotta deal with it. Whatever that is.
Let's just re-up some stacks here. Yep, we're good. Oh.
It's still out there. You have to kill all of it, not just the skin.
There we go. We need to hurry over to this so it doesn't regenerate. Because if it does, that would just suck. Nearly there. And then operator. And it dies. For those of you unaware, you're supposed to use operator for that step.
I told you not to mess with it.
I should say, is there an option to show my Warframe from far like you? When you say from far, how do you mean? Hold on, wait. I think I understand. I hope. Do you mean field of view? So you're seeing Warframe like this. And you don't want to look at it that close, so you want to change your field of view. It's the field of view setting. There you go. Nothing more, nothing less. It is literally the field of view setting. There we go. That has... Ooh, I'm still down 1 stack on dexterity. There we go. That is fixed. Okay, where was this plugged in again? Over here. Hi, Necromech. Oh, damn, that ran out just a little bit too early. Ah, I don't need the cold procs. It's dead. I do not need cold at this stage. Oh, worm's down. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. We have something I can get worm back off quickly. No? Yes. Stabby, stabby. Bam! Instant recovery. Now I just need the key. You're gonna tell me I left a key with the Grozling, aren't you? I think I did leave the key with the Grozling. Shoot. Oh, key just dropped. Okay, I'm fine. Whew. Alright, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Re-up the dexterity. It's on 4. I need 2 more. That's 6. There we go. Full stacks. And it's dead.
Mr. Granite,
Easy.
sir, I know
Alright.
you are a man of reason.
And I've got some enchanting lamp
Ask of
pawns.
you,
Let's grab our
to
exit.
save a slight extension on this term's payment. Enchanted artifacts are very difficult to come by, and that
Drusus Thelonious Levarian. Do you
Thelonious Levarian. Oh my.
I desire precision.
There we are.
Strike.
So
Strike to win.
Now, Ellie. Let's not. Not today. Okay.
There you are. I would speak with you.
Yeah, Grizzly Xmas used to be ridiculous. Honestly, Steel Path Grizzly, half the time, if I didn't have an ideal weapon, I'd just let them exist. And I think DE noticed that themselves in how people were playing. They may have set up some tracking to see, okay, what percentage of Grizzlings actually die when they spawn? And discovered just how many people went, yeah, nah, I'm out. They were punishing to deal with the way attenuation kicked in. But that's all gone now. That is all gone. So even with something as quote-unquote basic as a kit gun, and granted, getting a good kit gun does take at least a little bit of standing rank ups with Solaris United, but even just a kit gun with appropriate modding and buff supplied can get the job done, and you can get that really early on. Kit guns are enough. Very true, Olivia. But if you want more power than kit guns, you can go into adversary weapons and incarnons and absolutely slap. So at this point, if someone dares to ask what's the best weapon in the game, what do I need to handle Steel Path, how do I get good enough, it's really not the weapon. It is really, really, really not the weapon. It is the modding and the use of Warframe abilities where you have access to them. So as I was using the cold and the viral procs to slow them down and to make where they take more damage, raw when I have it subsumed to increase the damage there, Valence Formation adding more damage again. We've got the upgrade into having Galvanized Chamber, into having Primary Dexterity or some other arcane, filling out the mod slots with useful mod choices, all those steps which are helping out. In fact, Rifle Elementalist here was probably a bad choice, but it still worked. So yeah, whilst you'll see build guides from me over on YouTube channel which do fully set up a weapon, the idea is that I'm showing you where the weapon reaches its peak of capability. It's not where the weapon hits minimum viability. I'm showing you a weapon at 100, but on some tests 40 is a passing grade. You don't need top marks just to get through the job. In fact, I'm reminded of a slightly styled quote, but still reminds you all the same. What do you call the person who came last in a medical school? The person who got the lowest score out of the graduates at a medical school? Doctor. You just need the passing grade. And the same is true when it comes to these weapons here. If you want to go further, go for it. But yeah, we've demonstrated just how low the passing grade really is on even Steel Path Disruption. Yeah. Lemon Thunder saying, for some tests, 40 is the passing grade, and all the bullies in school explode into a red mist when you pass. Lemon Thunder, there are implications to what you're saying there. I'm not sure if those implications are intended, but may not be particularly what anyone wants whilst enjoying their favourite Space Ninja video game. Just saying. Maybe I'm reading too deep into that. Williams, honestly, I feel like Steel Path has been weakened. Kind of back then it was more of a struggle, besides the slash viral meta that came up, but that's my personal experience. That's not just your personal experience, it's true. It is absolutely true. For those who need a reminder, let me give you a walkthrough as to just what has changed. So, when Steel Path came out, and people entered into Steel Path over here on things like E Prime, and just slammed face first into a Steel Path Nox for the very first time ever. Remember that armor was not capped. Remember that damage types could seriously modify the amount of damage you could actually deal to enemies that still had armor remaining, such that corrosive was something like a 6 to 7 times damage bonus before any armor was even removed. Remember that the hit point scaling has been nerfed to make it less aggressive at higher levels. Enemies have been straight up made easier to kill. Since then, their hit points were also buffed back up a bit, but not to the same extent to account for the fact that armor got capped at 90%. On top of that, we didn't have galvanized mods. We didn't have Acolyte Arcanes. None of those buffs were available to us, so we were using star chart builds. We didn't have Incarnants. I'm trying to remember if we had Kuva weapons at that point in time. Hold on. Kuva Brahma came out February 2020, and Steel Path came out July 2020. Okay, so we did just about have Kuva weapons. So 2020 tier weaponry, warframes, damage types, armor handling, health scaling. That's what we had. That is what we had. Yelkeen say, I feel like D could make Steel Path a bit stronger again, considering how strong we are currently. They just made it easier in a lot of areas by removing the damage attenuation. They wouldn't do that if it wasn't, you know, a problem. So I disagree on that. If you want a harder game mode, we have those harder game modes. We have EDA, we have ETA. You can choose to bring lower tier gear or just not as hyper invest into it. That's absolutely fine. In terms of just making all of Steel Path harder, I honestly don't agree with it, no. What if they'll make a second tier Steel Path? I highly doubt it. Already, if you go into a public mission, let's pick a random one. Let's see, there's roughly like 20 odd planets here, so I'm just going to do a D20. 20! Oh wow, that's when I crit! That's when I crit! Fine, whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19... There isn't 20 things on here after all. I'm just going to re-roll. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Void. Okay. And now in Void there are 12 things here, so I'll just do D20 and re-roll if it's 11. Okay, so... Actually, it's 13 here, whatever. So the 11th mission is Marduk. So, let's see. Do I, on a public, don't stream snipe this. If you stream snipe this, I'll ban you for a week. Do I end up with a random squad? Nope. And this is why there's not going to be a Stelia path. This is why there's not going to be a titanium path or what have you.
Use all that you have learned.
Because you join in with the majority of missions, and it's going to be no one, maybe one person going around. A lot of the missions on public feel like a ghost town, and if you don't know where to look to find people, it can feel like the game's kind of dead from that respect. People choose public because they want to play with others, and so when that's just not an option, there are no public people to join up with, it feels crap. So yeah. I highly doubt there's going to be a steelier path, an ultra hard mode or anything like that, and I don't feel any requirement or need for steel path to become harder. It's already a huge jump up in difficulty from normal Star Chart. Huge difficulty. And once you pass that, congratulations, you've ranked up. The game has a passing grade of 40, to go back to the earlier metaphor, so that you don't have to mod for 100. If you want to bring Trinity with a dagger and just be the linked healer queen that goes stabby stabby cut a bitch, go for it. If you want to be a full caster Lavos, go for it. If you want to play a Kavat build where you just summon Kavats and you bring out an Inara Spectre who summons Kavats, and then you have an actual Kavat of your own, and you just go, kitties! You could do that. It works. You need to mod to make it work, and the actual carry of the mission may end up being not the cats but something else, but if you want to, you can do it. Is full caster Lavos considered bad? I wouldn't say it's bad, it's more of a, it doesn't go to 100. Full caster Lavos has its distinct limits, and so you then want to start bringing in primal weaponry, alternative damage options for when you're on cooldowns, that sort of thing. And even then, you're going to run into issues of death, eventually. Because your tank won't hold out, unless you go for an invis approach, which has its own weaknesses. So my point is that you don't have to go to 100 throughout the vast majority of Warframe's content. Even when it comes to EDA and ETA, if you get some nice rolls, you can get away with the equivalent on this metaphor of like an 80 or 90 as your primary approach, and you'll do fine. Or you could just bring in friends and coordinate either having an ideal setup together, or just two people ignore the restrictions, obliterate the mission, and then you switch roles. Now you and someone else obliterate the mission whilst those first two people get their rewards for meeting the challenge. You can cheese it. Warframe allows you to cheese it. Warframe allows you to enjoy the power of fantasy, as it were, to dial things beyond 11 so that you don't have to. That's why we like it. It's more casual. It's just more casual. And yeah, fair point, Axolotl. Yeah, ETA and EDA have been made easier. The fact that we guarantee have access to a weapon which has 2 arcanes on it now, that does help out, yes. That does help out. Have I got a suggestion for a Kalervo melee weapon? Yes, any. Congratulations. You just won the game. Kalervo and melee is hot knife through butter. Straight up. The amount of crit that he gives is insanity already, so it doesn't take much to build into that. You can just focus on the crit damage, and then on top of it, you can also chain up a bunch of enemies, so you smack one, and the rest of them go, oh, okay, bleh. They die in solidarity. It's easy. So yeah. Kalervo melee is a great example of what I've just been on about, of the whole, you don't need to dial up to 100. Kalervo is the passing grade. So bring the butter knife if you want to. And it'll work. Unless you're modding everything wrong. If you take an unmodded Kalervo, an unmodded melee, an unmodded computer, you know, you're running on a potato, your mouse is dangling off the side of your desk, the keyboard is actually upstairs unplugged, no batteries, no charge. Sure, if you do everything wrong, it's not going to work. If you actually try, yeah, no trouble. No trouble. And true as Porfin says, yeah, you can also go crazy with the shards as well. Because it's crit damage as you get on the melee shards. I always forget. Yeah, melee crit damage. So you can combine purple shards with Kalervo, and don't crit mod. You're already done. Yeah. What armor set am I using on Lavos? Good question. I don't remember. So I got the Lavos Prime helmet, Lavos Prime skin, but in terms of attachments, here we go. So I got the Protovire Emergent chest armor, just giving us that orange front plate there. We got the Lavos Prime shoulder guards on the sides, and then Protovire is the leg plate down the bottom here. Again, emergence. And then we still got the arterial tubes as well, of course. No ephemera, no signa, none of that lot. And in terms of the Syandana, we've got the Solstice Vanquished banner, which loves clipping in all of the time. What can you do? Physics is complicated. Physics is complicated. They do their best. They do their best. Righty. I think it's about time we do a platinum giveaway. It's been a minute, so let's do a plat giveaway. Let me just get that loaded up for us all. Will be just a moment on that there. There we are, and up onto the screen. Up onto the screen. There we... I don't know why it takes a moment on that. Anyway, it's about time we do a giveaway. So if you'd like to win yourself 75 plat, you've got a chance right now. Let me open up the draw on that. Exclamation mark enter for a chance to win. We'll be using this lovely, lovely giveaway arena here. Let me get my face out of the way in case anyone slides in behind it. Exclamation mark enter for a chance to win that 75 plat. A reminder as well here, if you are a VIP or if you are a subscriber, whether you purchase a sub yourself or if it's been gifted to you, you can also modify your appearance in the giveaway here. It's entirely cosmetic. It is entirely just to make it look a little bit different, so it's not always Lavos Prime. Why would you ever need to change? But if you would like that to be different, you can use the exclamation mark pick frame command if you are a VIP or a subscriber on the channel here. And for those of you who aren't already subscribers, it's just a couple of clicks away, absolutely. Support the channel, get rid of the ads, get extra cosmetic benefits, because why not indeed? It all helps me keep on doing what I do here in this community. And if you'd rather not give Jeff Bezos money, which I can understand, you know, it's, he's got enough of it, you can instead support me elsewhere, for example, through Patreon, exclamation mark Patreon, for the link to that. But right now we're doing 75 plat giveaway. Only one person here could be the winner. Doesn't matter what skin you're wearing, anyone can secure this one. Twitch is trying to run an ad. I can tell it to go away for just a short moment, so we'll do that. And this plat is provided by DE, so they hand it out in batches roughly every 2 weeks. Last call, exclamation mark enter if you like a chance to win 75 platinum. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's draw. Alright, this is where we find out a bunch of people were actually on one hell of a stream delay because they're going to think that I've drawn it far too early for them. But all the same, let's see where this goes. Who is going to win against the boss here? Now, this boss, D may have removed damage attenuation, but this boss still has damage obliteration. Many of you shall fall, only one shall stand against it. Who is it going to be today? It is, of course, Darth Washbear. Darth Washbear, congratulations.
The extraction point is up ahead.
You are our winner today of the 75 plat giveaway, and it looks like we already have your details on a record. You previously used the IGN command, so we know exactly where to send that over to. Darth Washbear, you can look forward to that within the next 2 weeks, maybe even sooner than that. It just depends on when DE send out that badge there. You can look forward to that platinum in your inbox. Don't spend it all at once. Actually, so that. Do spend it all at once. Have fun. Go for it. Oh yeah, asking, maybe I missed a memo. Are Spanner and Train hype giveaways gone for good? There is no intention to bring them back at this immediate time, LU. It was part of a long-term experiment there. I'll be reviewing all of that in the near future. But for now, no, is a simple answer. Promotions will be promoted when there is a promotion to promote. Okay, and with that, that is going to wrap us up for today. We've certainly tested the ever-loving hell out of the limits of disruption there, and I think I'm quite satisfied with the results of that. Hope a lot of you are as well. It's time for us to raid on over to another part of the Warframe community. Let's grab it up on my screen here. Who is live on Warframe at the moment? Let's see, who is live on Warframe? In the Warframe category. Oh, I love it. I open up the Warframe category and the thumbnail is the giveaway arena. I mean, that makes sense. We did just have it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Not too sure where we want to raid into today, I'll be quite honest. Not too sure on that whatsoever. Because I've had a couple, dare I say, overstimulating raids before now. And we don't want to overdo that. We did go over to Sliverito a couple weeks ago. I'll be quite honest, cannot remember quite how that went down, so let's have a look. I'm just going to click on my side here, see what they're up to. We're not going to go that way today, Mirai. No. Yeah, let's go to Sliverito. They've just grabbed themselves a Townford shard. Oh, perfect. Well, let's go raid in to celebrate their new Townford shard, shall we? Alright, that is a raid set and running, and that is all from me. I will be back again on Wednesday. In the meantime, have yourselves a good start to your week. Be on your absolute best selves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.